people are more interested, or the society are more interested about who you are than what you do. This is your friend Resike. You are welcome to my page. Now, in the previous video, I talked about identity. And again, in my opinion this morning, I want you to understand one thing. Those of you that were asking me that I should throw more light about identity. Now, look at what identity is for me, in my opinion. Identity is made up of two things. Number one, your character. Number two, your personality. That is your uniqueness. What makes you to stand out? For example, your skill, right? Your talent, your giftings, and so on. Now, when it comes to character, which is the second thing that comes together to make up your identity, that is when we talk about integrity, we talk about your discipline, we talk about your level of trust, we talk about several other, your honesty, your truthfulness, and so on. Now, some people make mistake of only building their talent, which is your uniqueness, your personality, and then they will leave behind their most important assets, which is the character. Now, for instance, you have two people who are in contention, in my opinion, to take a particular important position in your organization. And then one is very skillful, very, very skillful, very, very talented. He can get the job done excellently, but the character trait is very bad. Probably, for instance, he is a thief, right? And then you have this second guy who have integrity, trustworthy, honest, truthful, and so on, but deficient in terms of his personality, his uniqueness. He's not that skillful, right? As the other person. Now, between these two guys, who do you think that will have more advantage to take their position in the organization? In my opinion, most reasonable people that doesn't want loss but want profit or productivity, we go for the guy that have the moral ethics that is appropriate and right. They will go for the guy that have moral value than the one that have skill. That is when they will introduce training. If you train this guy that have a good character, then your company stand a chance to become wonders, or your organization. But when you ignore character and take the guy that have good personality, you will harm your company. This guy can build and stole everything within a time. Are you with me now? So, while you are working to develop your skill, take your time to build and develop your character, because that is what actually tells people, that is what projects your decisions in life, that is what projects who you are, that is what speaks for you, that is your CV in your absence, that is what speaks for you wherever you are not present. They can only refer you as that guy that does this and does that. But the real people will talk about you in terms of your character. And I said before, and I repeat again in summary, your character and your personality, your uniqueness, these are the two things that come together and other things and shape your personality. And it go as far as affecting your decisions in life. As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Because of time, let me tell you a very brief story. I have this story when I was in campus. A retired police officer who the police in my own town. His colleagues know this man as a very trust and faithful person, right? Now, he was retired. Now, after the retirement for several years, a new governor emerged into the office of that state. And then he was looking for someone who can stand for him as an officer that will always be with him 247. He came to the police headquarters to ask this question. And then the colleagues of the man that have retired said there is this man that have the exact quality you are looking for. But unfortunately, the man have retired many years ago. The governor said, please look for him wherever we can find him. And then this man was brought up to the position to start serving again. Imagine, after being retired, he was brought back to service. What brought him back to service? Not because he was skillful as a police officer, not that alone. It was the character that brought him back to the place of service, and probably will make more wealth than he have ever made since he started that particular career. What am I saying? What is your take home? In all you do, in terms of your identity, pay more attention on your character, even more than your uniqueness, your personality, that is your skill and all of those things. Your character matters to people, matters to the society, even matters to God. There are things God cannot do for you now until there is change in your character and your perspective towards things in life. Thank you. See you another time.